Hello, my name is Darrell Robert Schoon, and I'm here with the author of this extraordinary book, Fiat Paper Money, The History of Our Currency. Ralph Foster wrote this book, and it's the only one I know like it in existence. It tells the history of paper fiat money in every country through which it's been printed, ever since the Chinese first started this incredible experiment in the year 1024. We're coming on the millennial. We're coming up in the 1,000-year history of paper money.
Getting close.
We're getting real close. I mean, we're within less than a decade. And every experiment has ended in economic and political collapse. But without further ado, I want to give you Ralph Terry Foster.
Well, the subject of what I want to talk about today is victims. And there's a lot of victims of people who owned and trusted in their paper money throughout the centuries. I've added a few additions to the book. I have about 200 of these left. So what I do is I just include the new writings that I've done. The first is called "A Literary Response to Currency Collapse." It's by what Remarque talks about currency collapse that he experienced in Germany. And then I was amazed to find out what motivated him to write this book, The Black Obelisk, was a gold coin. He said, it moved me. It moved me to write. The 20-mark gold piece they're playing with in 1923 is the currency collapsing, but this coin could buy anything. And I include this 12 pages, and with a little thing, the attachments will be incorporated in my 2017 edition in September or October. Another attachment that I'm adding is called June 23rd, 1965. The sandwich coin takes over and moves the silver coin out. This is the Coinage Act of 1965, introduced by Johnson. I add a few pages onto that, calling it the end of future exchange. No longer could the people have basically a hard money coin in their possession. They had no future exchange, or they had no hard assets in their own possession as coinage. This is a dramatic effect.
That's 500 years after Gresham's law was spoken of bad money drives out good.
Yep.
All right. So we now have only paper money in circulation, and we are towards the end of this final currency collapse that is upon us. And Terry has got some very interesting observations about counterfeit coins and the victimization of basically the whole population in varying degrees.
Right. In a sense, this is done by what we could call our immune betrayer, the government. So this is basically legal. We have to use this as money. We do have alternatives to buy the specie from coin dealers or precious metal dealers. And I would like to talk about, don't be victims of a mass of counterfeits that have taken over. First of all, the counterfeiter wants to make money. He knows that he can sell the gold and silver that he gets out of a counterfeit coin by debasing it himself.
Now, Terry, I want to ask you a question. You've been in business a long time, all right? And when I called you up and I said, we're going to do another interview, and I asked you what you wanted to talk about, you said counterfeit coins.
Yes.
Okay, now, my question is, when did you start seeing these things appear?
I saw my first counterfeit coin when I was around 11. And it was a little 20-mark piece full of lead. It was easy to denote because it did not ring. Even at 11 years of age, I was able to spot that coin. I think I bought it in a dealer's junk box years ago.
So you were a victim.
Chicago.
You were a victim.
Well, I bought the coin for very little money, but
all right.
I found it amusing, and I bought it so cheap. There's probably enough gold left in it then that it was filled with lead. Now they're getting far more sophisticated.
Now, this latest wave, when did it accelerate? Of counterfeit coins. When did this latest wave start happening?
Well, I think since the price of the metals have gone over 800 and stayed there, because the counterfeiter wants the gold and silver. He wants to take it from you. He wants to make you and I victims. The big companies are victims. Even some of the slabbed coins have been altered. Of course, you can always check with the slab registry to make sure.
Now, what do you mean by slab?
That's a coin that's put in a slab for grading and verification. As a matter of fact, the Secret Service called me several years ago thinking I was a victim of a crime because people were cutting dollars in half and making rare dates out of the dollars.
So this is a slab coin.
Yes, I'm going to cut that in half to show it to you. And this is a good coin. It's something I just want to take out of the slab to show what a slab coin is. This coin, I'm sure, is not genuine, but we'll see in a few minutes if it is or isn't. But it was graded by a good company, and I'm sure it is. But I want to just make the point is that they were cutting the coins in half with a laser and making rare dates and marketing them. Dealers who bought them who didn't even know the difference, except they violated my sixth sense in the sense that it was a deal too good to be true. But well, we'll go about the 5 senses on how I want to discuss about how to detect counterfeits when you're buying coin, and probably what are the best kind of coins to buy. First of all, I have a little note here. Pardon me for that, but it's sight. Use all your senses to collect information when you're looking at coins. I go by make informed decisions. Sight. Examine the coin thoroughly. Hold it in the light. Look at it closely. Compare it to other examples in reference book. Is it metallic or coin orientation? See the details, compare the edges, look at the surface. So sight. Another one is touch. Hold it in your hand, feel the warmth. Gold has a conductivity about it. Feel its weight and density. Some of the coins I recommend, I always liked, is a circulated maple leaf. Now that's circulated, it's got a few dings on it. I love to buy these for my clients because the counterfeiter isn't going to mess with a circulated coin. He wants a Gem BU blazer coin, preferably in a plastic holder.
So the counterfeiters are now counterfeiting collector's coins.
They've done that for years, but recently we've had an influx of some of the coins being so heavily plated that certain electronic testers pass them. And even though the electronic tester companies, one of the best I own, even has in its footnotes, we encourage you to use identification. It is our recommendation and intention for our product not to be the sole means of identification of counterfeit coins.
Wow. You
should use your normal visual checks and material as well. Well, I kind of like to use my 5 senses and then my 6th sense. I've done that for 40 years. Now, this tester's good, it works, but it's just an aid to help you. I like, no lead there. Can you hear that? No tungsten there. I don't know. Let's go over here. This is the sacred ground of my coin shop right here. The marble. This goes back to Sumerian times. Hear the ring? Had no phony. No phony. Now this will sound a little dead because it's pure gold, but it's dead. It's dead weight. That's a good coin. That's nice. Notice how they turn over. Those are good coins. These are just popular bullion coins. A 50 peso, 100 koroner, a circulated maple leaf. You may pay 2, 3, 4% over melt for them. Don't pay much more. I buy them at around melt, and if I need them, I pay a little premium. Most dealers have these in stock. Also, smaller coins. A counterfeiter isn't going to mess with a little 1 ducat. There's no money in it for him, and it rings. It's hard for him to counterfeit. British sovereigns. You're not going to find very many phony British sovereigns. The ring is true, like on those. Swiss 20 francs. Solid, good, basic coins. If I know you, I might take this out of the holder, but it sounds good. It sounds good. Now, if it's in a plastic holder that you can't ring it, I would have doubts. But I like the sound of this. Even though I'm hard of hearing, I can still pick up the sound. Let me see. How many coins are there? There's 7.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get back.
And then when we leave, Terry will go, how come there's only 5 coins? Oh, it's Daryl was here.
That's right. I call hearing too. Yeah. Flip it in the air. Hear it ring. I do a lot of flipping. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's good.
You can hear a little ring there. Flip it in the air. Drop it on a marble surface. We did that. Use a pencil to ring it. Nice true ring. This looks good. You put it between the two fender. Feel the ring. That comes from the old expression, the ring is true. It comes from testing your gold coins. Another aspect is taste. I don't like to bite into the coin, but I can feel a lot about a coin by just kind of hitting it on my teeth. Another one is smell. Okay, that's a toughie, but if I get a batch of gold and it's a mess, it's bound for the refinery, I melt it. And if it starts to smell like sulfur and sickness, it's not gold. But generally the gold will always turn into a nice, pure metal. I'm sure you've seen on TV the refineries where they show the gold being melted. So the melting is one aspect, but this funny smell comes when you melt the coin. Or other forms of gold. One form of gold I have right here is conductivity. This is it claimed to be an 18-karat ring. I bought it from a dealer for 5% behind melt, which is a good price. Feel that. It's hot, isn't it?
It's hot.
It's hot. Conductivity. Gold will have a conductivity. Hit it a few times with a hammer. It's hot. The sixth sense, let me see. We hearing, touch, hold the coin, sight, taste, smell. We've reached our 5 touches. There's a few other things I use, but the best one has always been if a deal doesn't feel right, it's a sixth sense. Look who you're buying from and look who you're selling to. That's what I've always said. So if you know a local dealer that's been in business 5-6 years, you shake hands with him, look him in the eye. You have recourse there.
See, Terry, this is what it is. My sight has never been good. I have allergies. I have hay fever. I'm crummy with a hammer. All right, bad around tools. But I know you. All right, I know you. So, and I've known you for years, and I know your business, and so I know that whatever coins I get filtered through you are going to be good. What should our viewers do?
Pardon? Nothing.
What should the viewers do? They don't know you.
Well, deal with people.
Or they have your address.
I always like some of the internet sellers. I do a lot on the internet. This is just one little order for the day. A $600 sale to Florida. He's bought from me before. There's a couple 0.1867 pure gold angels in this one, and he'll buy more. He doesn't have a coin dealer near him or local. But I do a lot of business on the internet. So, but I have my feedback as of now 100% for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And if anybody has any doubts or anything, an instant refund.
Yeah.
Instant refund. Let's see. Basically, let's cut that one coin in half over here. Oh, here it is. Maybe we lost it already. Huh?
What was that? Wasn't this? It was that gold. We had it in a plastic case, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it the one you were looking for? In a plastic case? Here it is.
I don't have any doubts. But let's liberate this coin from its slab. Oh, it's liberated. Cost $35 to slab this. The customer did. I bought it as real, and let's just make sure, but I'm sure it is. It looks right. It's a little circulated $2.50 American gold Indian. I bought it for a fair premium over melt, and I'll sell it for a fair premium over melt. You take a look at it. Sounds good. Let's go over my little marble here. Sounds good there. Let's go to my acid. I always use this. I always have a little touchstone. And we're going to put some very high ochre rouge on it here. Perfect. perfect. Let's see if it is. What if it had copper in it? Oh, let's see what this one. Oh, that looks like gold there. Ah, look at that. It disappeared overnight. Like that's what's going to happen to our currency. You're going to wake up one morning, it's going to disappear overnight. You have a medium of exchange with a little bit of gold or silver coinage. You have exchangeable property. I can't get over how Remarque stresses that in the Black Obelisk. You must have a unit of exchange that people want. That's why gold and silver are popular. The bid-ask is so close. There's little room for games among the dealers, like with diamonds or such. Though diamonds are ideal if you know where to sell them and buy them. But for the common man, a gold or silver coin is still a beautiful medium of exchange. Like one of the people, UC Berkeley, was talking. She goes to the refugee camps as a UNESCO agent, and she says the only thing of value in the refugee camps in the Mideast where she goes is U.S. dollars, British pounds, euros, or gold and silver coins. British sovereigns are highly in demand in the camps. You could have anything you want. If you don't, you might just not have anything at all. What frightens me about Remarque, the literary response to currency collapse, is how people were committing suicides. And it had a direct effect on Remarque. That's why he wrote the book in 1950, years after the currency collapse. The Black Obelisk is basically an obelisk which is a memorial to the collapse of a currency and the dangers we face if we do not have some value, some negotiable exchange in our own possession. Thank you.
See, Remarque, he wrote his book about the currency collapse in Germany. And Ralph's book is the history of all paper currencies. And starting with the Chinese dynasties in 1,000 years ago, in the next 500 years, 5 dynasties would fall. They all tried the same thing. They all tried convertibility, which the United States had. They all tried backing of the currency with precious metals, which the United States had. And eventually, towards the end of the regime, they were unable to back the currency. So it went to what we call fiat. All right? Yeah. That only government guarantee of this. And what I call today's currency is, at best, it's a trading coupon with an expiration date written in invisible ink. All right? And that's where Terry came in with his book on fiat currency, because he tells the history of what it is.
Footnotes, just a lot of footnotes.
It's heavily footnotes. This is a academic work, all right? And where we are now, we're in the latter stages, the latter days, all right? In the 1930s, we had an incredible collapse of the latest fiat regime, which is called capitalism, all right? All capitalism is a substitution of credit money for real money backed by precious metals. In the beginning, it was all backed by precious metals to give credibility to this fiat currency. We are now in the latter stages. All currencies are backed by nothing except by the ability of the government to print more, which will further debase it. Since 2008, we've had a run on the printing presses in the United States, in the EU, in China, and in Japan. All the major currencies. We are at the end.
It's a matter of time. What timing? Who knows?
Well, folks,
I don't like it right now. I feel very, very uncomfortable. What I'm seeing just in like rents, property, the influx of banking money, it's just particularly the power and the influence of the keepers of the caretakers of the fiat currency, the banks. They're totally fiat. There's a lot of analogies with the Black Obelisk to our current banking system too. I mentioned that in my addition too.
Terry's book is basically, is what it says. It's a history of fiat money. And what we both now agree, that history is taking a turn for the worse, as it has throughout history with all fiat currencies. So our advice to you is gold and silver, don't be a victim.
Don't be a victim.
Thank you, Terry.
Yeah.